There's a reason for that. Don't worry about the reason. There we go. That time I know I shot it. I could feel it, things like that piece of cardboard. It's been shot with a .45 caliber 1911. Who's ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? I'm ready for this. That is a beautiful weapon. Let's fire this weapon. Choo! That was cool. That was pretty freaking cool. Hello there once again, audience. I made a video not that long ago about a high-point carbine that I had bought. Well, I like the carbine and I wanted to get my hands on one of the pistols. So I didn't do that. High points are relatively cheap for what they are, and you get a really good gun for what you pay for. I think that's one of the more predominant things that high points have. Well, I was gonna go buy a high point, but then I saw this. This is like an off-brand high point. Regular high point run you about $200 to $250 depending on what you want. This one cost me about $100. This is a Stallard Arms. Looks just like a high point. This is chambered in 9mm. This is a big, heavy, bulky, clanky gun, but it functions pretty well. There's a couple things that I don't like about this gun. One of the things that I don't like about this gun is the mag release. It's got one of these little clip mag releases on the bottom that you pull out, and your magazine comes out. Single stack magazine holds 8 rounds. One in the chamber makes 9. That being said, the only other thing I don't like about this gun is how freaking heavy it is. This is a ridiculously heavy gun. Like, it feels like the slide on it has been made of cast iron. It doesn't even have a lockback system for whenever you're out of ammo. I have 4 rounds loaded up. This thing functions really well. It's pretty damn accurate. And for $100, I don't see me getting any better. Now, I'm not trying to knock the gun. I mean, this is a great gun. This looks like, you know, the Magnum off a Halo, except painted black. But note how it doesn't have that, after your ammo's gone, it doesn't have that slide lock. You have to pull out the magazine. Man, that's just a hassle, pulling out the magazine. Like, I feel like if I had to do that very often, I'd get kind of irritated. Now, these guns are apparently kind of rare, and the magazines are like really hard to find. Because, you know, people normally go for high points because it's the more popular gun. This right here, like I said, is the off-brand high point. It's pretty dinged and niched up. It's still got the factory grease inside of it, which is second grade, I guess I'd call it. But the gun functions very well for what it is. This gun specifically also doesn't have that high point, what would you call it? The high point trigger pull. Like, normally with high points you gotta pull the trigger back a ridiculous amount before you fire it. But with this one right here, just clicks back. You got like no trigger pull whatsoever. So far, it's been a pretty reliable gun. It's been a little sketchy at times, but it's been a pretty reliable gun. I paid $100 for it. It's not bad. I know I'm wearing my earmuffs, but I really don't have to. This thing's pretty quiet for a 9mm. You know, I was not expecting the 9mm to have as much, you know, stopping power as they do. I see why people carry them as conceal and carry now. Oh. I have a few more things to show you guys. Let's see, I shot this tree, but I don't see where. You can see where I shot it with a 30-06 not that long ago. I have two more things to show you guys, both of which I'm quite excited about. And the 9mm I was shooting at this thing I hit relatively in those areas. I still have some 9mm ammo though. I think I'm gonna go ahead and blow that off. Because why not? 9mm is relatively cheap for what you're getting. I do have that 45 1911, but 9mm is much cheaper. Like a box of 50 for 45s, I'd say that'll run you $20 to $30. I paid 10 for a box of 50 for these 9mm. And they run pretty good. They do their job. A lot of people, for conceal and carry, they're asked, which do you rather carry, a 9mm or a 45? 45 people say they want the 45 because of the stopping power. 9mm people say they want the 9mm because of the speed and you can carry more ammo. Me personally, I'd be fine with either or. I mean, you hit someone with a 9mm or a 45, they're both gonna do their job. Unless the person's like hyped up on drugs, but either way, you're gonna unload your entire magazine into them. They're gonna do their job. There you go. I am now out of 9mm ammo on my person. I mean, I have more back at home. I gotta keep you guys up here. Thanks for joining me again there, audience. My videos tend to record a lot faster whenever I don't break them apart with video editing, which is why I am trying to keep you guys as entertained as possible with one consistent video. Not exactly a challenging thing to do. Anyway, I have two more things to show you guys today. I hope you guys like my Stallard Arms 9mm. Personally, I love it. I love the way it feels. I mean, yeah, it's big and bulky and clunky. I mean, a 45 ACP, my 1911's about this size, but this just fits so well in my hand. It fits fantastically well. It's ugly, it's heavy, it's clunky, but it's a good gun for what I paid for. I've put quite a few rounds through this thing so far. It hasn't malfunctioned. Anyway, let me go show you guys what else I got. Oh yes, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I know not a lot of people have done any of that at all, but I still like to suggest it. I mean, it'll help me grow. Maybe you guys will, feel good about helping me. There's people out there that like to help other people out. Maybe you guys are gun guys like me. Is there any high point lovers out there? Like, garbage weapons. I gotta be very careful with what I say here. First of all, I will say I'm a big Mosin Nagant fan. I have a Mosin Nagant, probably my favorite long distance rifle that I have. That being said, statistically speaking, and compared to other rifles, it is not the best. However, it is really cheap. And a lot of people prefer the Mosin over, all other rifles. I feel like high points are going to be like that one day, because they are their own unique design, and they are extremely cheap to get and shoot. Let me know what you guys' opinions, on high points are. They're really good for the money. It's a gun, you point it, goes bang. It doesn't have any sparkles or glimmer or anything unless you feel like, adding that onto it, which you can. I mean, I could weld a rail system on this and throw a scope on it if I wanted to. It's amazing how customizable guns are. Anyway, audience, you guys have a fantastic day. I am going to show you what else I got.